Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. It is a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. Boys' night tonight.
That's right.
Woo! Well, I figure I get to point that out before Mark Weber made a big deal out of it. But he's already, you can see he's already drinking.
Oh, yeah.
When do we start running the audio of the Yankee game?
Right.
Soon. Give it time. Give it time. First, we're going to run the audio of our kick-ass theme song. We'll be right back. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Irizarry. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe, as we said earlier. How's everybody doing?
Yes.
Right? It was that kind of week.
Oh God.
No, it was fantastic. I was on vacation all week.
You're a butt, though. We don't.
Yeah.
You were on vacation like a week and a half. We don't care what you. Of course, you're going to be sunny.
Let's be honest. I don't get out that much. So
that's fair. That's also fair. Joining me here in the top row, he's back from parts unknown, and we'll certainly hear some more about that coming up here. But the hot show, Mark Weber.
Hey, what's up? And just to make sure you know, I haven't abandoned the good old U.S. of A.
Why don't you let everybody know where you were?
I was in sunny, believe it or not, London, England, all week long, which is my wife's, the lovely Mrs. Weber's favorite city. And I've traveled quite a bit in the U.S. and Canada, a little bit in Mexico, but never, and once to Hong Kong, which was a nightmare, but a story for another time. But I've never been to Europe before. Never, ever, ever. So my son, who's 15, had been to Europe, but not me. So we spent a week in jolly old England and had a really, really good time. And just got back. We got back at like 5 o'clock. Because it takes 7 hour flight from London to Boston, and it's a 4-hour drive from Boston to just south of Providence, because Logan Airport sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, such a hole.
You're losing how much time in time change too? Like you lose 5 hours. So like we basically, you got a nap and a shave, and here you are.
The aforementioned Mrs. Weber got up tonight, stretched, and said, "I'm going to bed." I go, "It's 7 o'clock." But she's
yes,
done.
it is
done. 7 o'clock here, but midnight over there. So she's done. And so all things being fair, she should be up at like what, 3 a.m.
Something like that, probably.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No, that I always found that part of the internal clock was always easier to reset. Like I'd get up at 3 a.m. and be like, I ain't getting up now. Screw that noise. I know you got ghosts.
Right? That's the lovely Elizabeth, who's up way past her bedtime because it's what, 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.
Right? Go to bed.
Go to bed at 9.
Right? What do you got there? The Bible. Oh, the Bible. Good. Yeah. Get holy. Oh, now the dog's messed up.
Peace be with you.
The dog was without human companionship for like a week. That's not true. We had some people looking after her, but like we just got home and the dog was like, "I'm so glad to see you." And then everybody's like, "We're tired. We're going to bed." And the dog's like, "What the fuck?"
Stand there with a squeaky toy in mouth.
Right? The cat came by and like rubbed against us and then went and laid down.
Yeah. Oh, you're back. Well.
Good. The food dish will get refilled. Excellent.
Yeah.
But that litter box is getting awful stinky while you're at it. Yeah.
Everybody has abandoned the dog except me, and I'm her least favorite. So that's what you do. That's what you get. She's like, "Wow, Flair, Arn, Tully." I'm Luger. You get Luger.
Luger, Roma.
I'm pretty Paul Roma. That's me.
the guy in the third row. You know,
the guy who has to fish out his official horseman card to prove that he gets into the arena. No, really, he's the Muggsy Bogues of the Four Horsemen.
But also joining us here in the bottom row, in for Joe Colton tonight, who is on assignment. It's Rack Time Rob.
hello.
Rack Time Rob, you continue to fall off the bottom of your screen.
I know it's because I have this on my lap, and
It's a constant adjustment.
I would say he lives life on the edge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the bad boy of what's on Joma.
Sure.
yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Special ed teacher by day, bad boy by night.
That's right.
That's right. That's right, ladies. He's available. Goodness.
With my apartment full of action figures and comic books, I'm a catch.
Plus, Yankee hat.
Yeah,
Look,
there you go.
In this
Knows
day
about
and age,
winning.
man, you got a job and a clean criminal
I
record.
got a job.
Yeah.
You are a catch.
Yeah.
But-
2-0. 2-0 count on Rackdown Rob. Halfway to base.
But yeah, that's what we got tonight. It's Joe Colton is actually this week is Greek Orthodox Easter, and that's why she is not joining us tonight. She is taking the weekend for her own religious experience and time off, and it's certainly well deserved because Lord knows, if we want to look behind the curtain in real life, that woman's been crazy busy for about 2.5 years now. And when she needs a personal day, she gets a personal day, no question.
That's it. We just appreciate her telling us.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
more than 20 minutes in advance.
Right.
Anytime we can pull that one off, we feel like we've won.
I got personal days to burn. Maybe Tuesday.
Right.
Right?
News to come.
But remember, if you're joining us on Facebook, we appreciate you. Go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. All those little reactions help the Facebook engine churn us up and spit us out to our 2,500 followers who never seem to hear from us any other way because Facebook sucks. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, go ahead, give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, do the same thing, right? Because really, the number one thing you can do to help us out, watch the video, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. We're up over 1,000 subscribers. We seem to have stalled a little bit. There's still about 20% of you every week that watch and are not subscribed. I don't understand that. You're here every week. Come on.
Yeah.
Hit the button. All you got to do is one little click or two, and you're in.
If you're watching us on Reddit or Napster, you don't have to. We are readily available, right? Like, come on.
Right? Matthew Comstock beats that like button like it owes him money.
That's right.
Boom!
If you're watching us on Torrent, you're doing it wrong.
It's time to start.
I mean, why not date
Right, here
yourself
we go.
more? If you're watching us on the Dumont network,
That's OnlyFans, Mike. If you're watching us on OnlyFans, woo.
Right? The What's on
Ooh.
Joe Line OnlyFans channel.
That's right.
you're in for a rude disappointment.
It's magic, Mike Irizarry. Who knew?
You think you're getting the
Sadly, it's actual, card tricks, but
Right? It's a whole new meaning to rack time. Hey,
look, 52 pickup.
Look, mate, I've pulled my thumb off.
ah,
However that thing goes.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my God! Terrible stand-up acts from the '70s. This week on What's on Joe Mind.
where's the unknown comic? You can do that.
Wait a minute, I got a paper bag somewhere.
I have to do the 2020s version with a plastic bag from Kroger. It adds that element of danger. But then again, you are the bad boy.
Yeah. Well, most of the Kroger bags have a hole in them.
This one.
Well, it'd be really tough to get stuff in if you didn't.
That's it.
Yeah. So again, be sure to like the channel and subscribe so that when the kids out there, they type our name into Ask Jeeves, it points them to the right direction. Yeah.
If you're watching us tonight on Geocities, or on Netscape Navigator.
I got an email addressed to an old GeoCities account just last week. I mean, clearly it's spam, but I'm still sitting there looking and saying, "Where have you been?"
Right? If you're watching us on Alta Vista.
Oh, my goodness. Josiah Alcorn says the back episodes of Marauders and Monkey Fresh were thanks for posting. Well, yeah, we're not going to take them down, but see, you're doing your homework though. I appreciate the fans that go back. We know you got 2 hours set aside if we're not here, so you go back and you get to catch up on some back episodes.
There's plenty of back episodes that are a whole lot better than the stuff we're rolling out now.
Especially tonight.
Watch that stuff. It'll give you hope for the future.
I mean, we're 10 minutes in. We haven't talked about G.I. Joe for 1 second.
What was that?
Our good friend Joe Slepsky's already turned us off.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know.
He thought the show was about him.
Well, I mean, some weeks.
What is on his mind?
What is on Joe's mind?
Pizza.
But that's not the question now, is it? No. It's not what's on Joe's mind.
Mm-mm.
It's what's on Joe's mind, because we just do cheap puns. That's what we do.
That's all the budget will afford.
Yeah.
Is that like the core? Yes, it's very
much. Pretty much. And we are here to help you with our badly articulated arms.
That's but a Cobra Commander asks, wait, you could go back and watch old episodes? What is the cost for this service? Actually, there is a simple spell you have to cast, and that is on our Facebook page. So by all means, head on over and check that out. It's very simple. I think just one bat wing is really the only kind of oddball ingredient you need, but we get that. You can do that pretty easily. So
yeah,
be sure
we had one in the gym today.
Aloha Mora.
Be sure to react on Facebook and like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I'm sure that's not the last time you'll catch me saying that tonight.
Now back to what's on your mind.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Love the clip, but I was not ready for that. I thought something fell behind me.
Terrible. Don't be talking about Torpedo Mike's kid.
No, I love the clip. I just wasn't prepared.
But hey, what do you say we get to it?
All right.
Yeah, I don't even know what I got first this week.
What'd I miss?
You know, as it turns out, not a whole bunch.
Okay.
The extra week really didn't kill us a whole lot because not a whole lot happened last week.
Hey, I can give you a Hamley's toy update for the presence of G.I. Joe in the UK. But we gotta wait till the end.
What if we ended the episode now?
Then everybody be in suspense.
Right. Oh, all right. Sean Russell says Marky survived the trip without an international incident. I wouldn't be so sure about that. That seems awful confident.
I don't think we had any big deals that went on, but may or may not have gotten loose at Stonehenge. But whatever.
Lean against the wrong stone.
Look, some of those rocks were already down. Okay.
It's like
First up is tonight is the community calendar.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on your mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
Again, one of my favorite things is to watch in the little window at the bottom to see Mark break every time that image of Joe Colton comes across.
It happens so fast that it makes a completely innocent picture look sketchy as hell.
I know.
I don't know about completely innocent, but mostly innocent.
I suppose. I mean, is anything completely innocent when those two get together? Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anyways, next weekend, if you are deep in the Harda on April 30 and May 1st, you can hit up the San Antonio Collectors Expo. That is 10 to 5 both days at the San Antonio Shine Auditorium. You've got a phone number and you've got a website there that you can check for more information. So, Mark Webber, you ever been to the Alamo?
No, I've never been to San Antonio, but I would love to go to this show because I bet it's just full of Manu Ginobili and Shawn Michaels stuff. Probably just like wall to wall, right?
And the parking is free.
Right. Well, and the Shawn Michaels toys, for whatever reason, won't lay on their back, and the Manu Ginobili figures won't stand up. So,
just it's like a bunch of little tiny fish flopping all over the place.
I was thinking they should make like Triple H and Shawn Michaels figures with magnets, so they literally cannot lay on their backs. Like they just won't do it, no matter what.
Now, in fairness to Shawn Michaels, when he came back from his major back injury, he did the job for the younger guys.
Yeah. He was better when he came back.
And Triple H, if you look at his record at WrestleMania, it's terrible.
Yeah, but his record at pay-per-views,
his record overall,
is like 97%. Like,
there's a reason they call that the Reign of Terror. But
it's all about the game and how you play it.
Yeah, no kidding. But and that would be the man who brought us the perhaps the greatest indie promotion of all time in NXT. Huh. Weird.
A long time ago, before they spilled paint all over it.
Right. I said brought. I didn't say is bringing.
Right.
I said brought.
But yeah, I have actually heard San Antonio is a gorgeous town. And,
yes.
And I'd like to visit, but I've never been.
Yeah, they have apparently a canal for walking that is every bit as nice as the one in Indianapolis and has fewer drunken Pat McAfees in it.
Well, that's good.
Ragtime Rob, you ever been down Texas?
Aside from Dallas for that one JoeCon, no.
All right, I didn't think, but
I've done a little bit of Texas. I've done Houston. I've done Dallas. My favorite was El Paso. We went there for a Sun Bowl one Christmas when ASU always was into a crappy bowl, but that one was driving distance. So when we were visiting family, we drove to watch ASU. And when you drive into Texas on that westernmost tip, there's a sign that's like Galveston, 400 miles, and Corpus Christi, 600 miles. And then whatever little town is on the polar opposite, the very far east, like east of Houston, is on that sign just so they can say, Rio Diablo, 1,491 miles. Like, it's the biggest road sign flex I've ever seen.
Tim Peterson says, yes, it's called the Riverwalk.
There you go.
And Knock Ripper advises us that not entirely true. That river is full of drunks. Ask my wife.
Wait a minute.
I'm not sure what direction we're taking that.
You could take that two very different ways.
He's either making fun of himself or he's making fun of the missus, and I don't know how happy he is with his life. So we're just going to let that be.
Maybe that's where they met.
It could be.
And well, then it could be a lovely story.
You could take that either way.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, look, they got married, so there had to be something good, right?
Hey, it's working.
Right. So that's it. So next weekend, San Antonio Collectors Expo. We've just given them that glowing endorsement.
Right.
Yeah.
Get drunk in a river. Yeah.
All right.
It feels like we've wrung every bit of comedy out of that bit. So
yeah.
Well,
we could go. We could go and used to float in the river where we used to live. Of course, it was probably a corpse.
Right. Look, I was in St. Louis a long time. There was all kinds of stuff in that river. But those rivers, I should say. But anyways, next week, Sunday, May 1, it's the SoCal Joe Show and Toy Convention in Temecula, California at the lovely Embassy Suites Hotel from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is a $5 admission, $10 early bird, which is 9 a.m. admission, kids 10 and under free. That figure you see there, that is a classified style monkey wrench. And that is a custom job that they are making available at this show. Go ahead and follow these guys on Facebook. If you want more information, that is, they do a great job of getting information out. There are many other customs and stuff available for this show. They're going Dreadnought theme this time around. So get yourself out there if you're out on the left coast.
Ironically, I've been to Temecula, California. Very nice.
Frank Shaw says, sorry, I can't watch the show tonight. I have to go get bed for work. But that's an interesting thing to write during the show.
Yeah. Have a good bed.
All right. Enjoy, Frank. We appreciate your patronage.
Get sleep good. Sloan cheap.
Deanna Davis, who is a SoCal native. The show is cool, and Temecula has wine tasting. So Matt Rubin, of course, adds, go for the toy show, stay to get blasted. And that's the spirit of JoeCon, if nothing else. So
Right.
I don't know how many of those you got to, Matt Rubin, but that was how we did.
Feels like that should be on a flag or a banner somehow, right?
Right.
Or a really sketchy tattoo across
The
your
sign
back.
driving into town.
Yeah, Matt Rubin, let us know how many JoeCons you were at in the comment section there. But Ryan Sweeney, you can never go wrong with the Knox. I mean, you can, but that's only if you're inviting them to a fancy dinner.
Right. Or if you go too deep down the rabbit hole.
Right.
Once you cross it like Zanzibar Lane, there's no coming back.
or if you get drunk at the Riverwalk.
Yeah, I tend to think like,
Wind up married to one.
who was the last good dreadnought? Where's that shark jumping moment?
See, I don't have one. I don't think, I thought I like them all on a certain level.
I think that was
I like the ones they did back in the classic era. I like the ones they've done in the modern sculpt. I don't know if we have a real bad dreadnought.
no, I think I tend to think somewhere around Thrasher, solid. Monkey Wrench, solid. Beyond that, I was never a big Road Pig guy. So
Oh no, Road Pig's one of my favorites.
well, I could agree with you, but we both be wrong.
No,
That's a Jerry Lawler bit. I probably shouldn't be quoting Lawler.
no, but there's all kinds of good dread. I don't think like
Road Pig got a lot of good character work.
the identical Dreadnought cousins from the concept back in 03. I even love them for cheese value.
Is that
mean, I
Cletus and
yeah.
Billy Bob and
Vance and Joe Bob and all those guys. Like I can acknowledge that they're terrible, but that may be my favorite concept because they're terrible.
I suppose
And it's got that
they're the spirit squad of the Dreadnoughts.
more or less, yes.
Yeah.
I'll put masks on them all, and there
The
you
chocolate donut gophers.
That's it.
There you go. Action Figure Expert says Naugahyde had great.
Yeah, I'll give you an Naugahyde. Maybe I'm getting too grizzled.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at my porch at anything. I should probably think before I talk.
You're at the tail end of a 47-hour day, so
Yeah, it's true. Everybody else is well asleep by now, except Emma the dog, waiting to see if anybody loves her.
I mean, and you don't, so
I really don't.
You merely tolerate it.
It's not her fault. She'll get some belly rubs. It's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
You're awful, Mark Weber. Awful.
Hey, I gotta pet the cat. It's fine.
But again, end of a 47-hour day.
Yeah, that's right. I'm here, right?
I ain't complaining.
Right? I was in London at 11 a.m. So let's do it.
Oh, Nicholas Adams. He's a man of 1,000 stories. I have a cousin named Joseph Robert. I bought him a Joe Bob figure, gave it to him for Christmas one year. There you go. Then throw pillows at him till he tipped over.
And then winged a pillow at Superhead.
Oh my God, the Ballad of Superhead. You know, if you really just want to watch that clip, it's on our TikTok account. So go down below, we've got our TikTok link there. Go follow that. You can find the Ballad of Superhead all by itself. Diana says the SoCal Homebrew Fest is also in Temecula that weekend. Okay. Now if you don't go to the SoCal Joe show, you're kind of a yutz.
I misread that as Homeboy Fest.
Either way, look, man. Either way.
Yeah, homeboy.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. So I forget who it was, but we were watching TV and somebody was announced as being from Arizona State. And I stopped what I was doing and shouted out, "Love Bears!"
Even though I'm the only connection, but that's all right.
Right. Look, Rob was the only person in the room, so he laughed.
I think we were watching the ball game the other night.
Yeah, somebody was from Detroit. Spencer Torkelson was.
That's right.
Yeah,
first round pick.
Yeah, and so he got the Lava Bears shout. Andrew Goffkin says next October guard, we need more Dreadnoughts in classified. Give me some Ripper, I'll take any of them. You are absolutely correct. Love the Dreadnoks. Totally underrepresented. Glad we're getting Zarena up soon. But let's see. Let's move on to.
Cheap plug.
There he is.
Name that devil.
That is. I think that's the enemy.
Yeah, it is actually.
That's the enemy. That is Mosquito. Now that I called him Mosquito, I forgot his actual name.
Dustin Pedroia, who came to ASU as a highly touted prep shortstop, even though they had Ian Kinsler as a sophomore at ASU. And they said, "Hey, Kinsler, what do you think about playing second base?" He says, "What do you think about me playing shortstop at Mississippi State instead?"
That's the answer to that.
And that was the end of that equation. So
right. No,
wouldn't have minded seeing Kinsler and Pedroia turn into in Tempe for a couple of years, but it did not happen.
That would have been good. I mean, they asked the wrong guy to move to second base, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian Kinsler had an arm, and Dustin Pedroia,
yeah, not quite so much.
Not as much. Great second baseman as a turn.
Oh, yeah.
Great second baseman.
When I first moved here in 2012, people would say, "You like the Sox?" And I'd say, "I love Pedroia," because I could at least get behind the pitchfork, right, and get behind the devil. But
used to be love a Bears,
right? Do I like the Red Sox? No, no, I don't.
No, they're trash taking form as a baseball team.
But back at that point, they were like, "We just brought in Bobby V. It's going to be a great year." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't wait."
You bring his entire assortment of Groucho mess. I want it.
Right, exactly. Hey, this will be cool. Maybe he'll finally, win a division, which he didn't, which he never has. But I digress.
Hey, Mike, before it goes off the screen, we do have a Superhead update.
Oh,
there we go. So a Superhead update. He eventually evolved into Lunchbox. We'd go out to eat for breakfast every once in a while. And hours later, we'd look over. He's pulling sausages out of his pocket. Oh my god!
That's such a Napoleon Dynamite move, right? Like, put the tater tots in your pocket. Save it for later.
The best is the comment right beneath it from Nicholas Gunn. Weird ass kid.
Weird ass. So we got to get him in the guest host rotation. That's the only thing I know for certain, right? Oh dear God!
I like that he evolved into Lunchbox, capitalized like he's a Pokemon character.
I know it's like Superhead was a chrysalis form,
right?
Who's that Pokemon? It's Lunchbox.
Oh, man alive.
And you know who appreciates that? The fine folks at the Toy Man Show, who know that clip will be now played in perpetuity on our TikTok channel as well. But in my old stomping grounds in St. Louis, Missouri, in Bridgeton, which is just northwest St. Louis. Also Sunday, May 1, Toy Man Show. They do this one 8 times a year. It's a huge room stuffed with toys, 2 levels. If you're anywhere within a couple hours drive of St. Louis, go to Toy Man. Just do it a couple times a year. It's fantastic. 9 to 3 on Sunday, $5 entry. VIP is 8 a.m. and that is $12. Kids 16 and under are free, so bring the family. Not always a great G.I. Joe show, but always a great toy show. And I mean, sometimes you go to Toy Man just to get an education, because somebody will set up with tin toys from the 20s or something, and he'll be next to the dude with all the bootleg DVDs, and it's just really a strange and fun experience.
I could probably get Mrs. Weber to that. She likes Bridgerton.
There's nothing to like in Bridgerton.
Oh.
Okay. The only thing to like in Bridgerton is the Machinist Hall on the days they do Toy Man.
Okay.
It's yeah.
And remember, if you see Dave Draper, give him an unsolicited hug. Tell him what's on Joe Mind sent you.
Yeah. I got $1 for anybody who pulls that off.
A crisp George Washington for you.
Look, we're not a real high rent show. So if you want to email us at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com a picture of you giving an unsolicited hug to Dave Draper, That's worth $1.
Yeah, talk him into
if he comes up for Gen Con, he's gonna murder us.
Yeah,
Talk
don't.
him
We are not yet in an age of unsolicited hugging being okay. So don't,
No, think about it. They can talk him into it and split their ill-gotten gains.
We'll send him $2.50.
That's it. We'll send you each half. You figure it out.
we'll send him a dollar bill torn in 2 pieces. I'd buy that for $1. Yes,
Okay.
yes, Sarge. That's be a good spend of $1 too.
You know, aside from the fact that he's bald and doesn't have a glorious head of hair, the Toy Man mascot's a little Irizarry-esque.
No, that's an actual dude.
Who?
That's Chris McQuillan, the Toy Man.
Oh, he is the Toy Man?
That's an actual guy. That is the cartoon representation of Chris McQuillan.
And he has Toy Man on his license plate, I bet.
I think he does actually. I think he is Toy Man.
Oh, I've no doubt.
I think so. But Andrew Goffkin, I'll accept nothing but a gold Sacagawea coin. I got a couple of those.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, that's not a big ask. But yeah, no. So, anyways, yeah, if you're within a few hours of Toy Man, get on out to Toy Man. I've been thinking about just taking a weekend off and doing that myself once before this year's up, just to get back to it because it was a really fun show.
If that guy walked by banging that drum, per your, sage advice, I'm pretty sure you would stick your head out the door or the window and go, "Hey, man, sorry about your." Yeah. Isn't that what you do when the guy comes by banging the bass? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, man, sorry about your. Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'll get you next time.
All right. And I think that's it for community calendar, except, of course, the Roma Collectibles Toy Store Parking Lot Toy Show. A few weeks off yet. That's Sunday, May 22nd from 10 to 4. That is at Roma Collectibles in the parking lot. See how the advertising works? 1030 Upper Valley Pike in Springfield, Ohio, 45504 if you're following along on MapQuest or Google Maps or one of those program type things. But yeah, that's the one that I'll be at. I'll probably drag Racktime Rob off to it too.
It's 15 collectible vendors. Trade them with your friends.
And apparently one constipated master of the universe.
They're all
Like,
constipated.
Look at him.
I'll look a little constipated and a little angry about it.
Sad. They probably had like 8 revisions before they got to that, and then they're like, "There, perfect."
That's it.
Boom.
Should have come with a brand muffin.
Right. Meanwhile, Kenner's like, "What color is Luke's hair?" And they're like, "Bright canary yellow, I think."
Right. Same as his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And so Diana Davis asked, what about Robo Toy Fest? What about the email telling me about Robo Toy Fest?
It's a great show.
I'm sure. I have no doubt.
It's in North Platte, Nebraska.
Look, we do
Big show.
community calendar, and I make an attempt to figure out where shows are, but I don't always have a ton of time to spend on this, and this is one of those weeks. So this week is entirely on suggestions from the crowd at large. So everybody who sent in suggestions, thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, just if you have a show that you want publicized, let us know. Drop us a line at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com, or really that's the best way to ensure that we're going to see it and have it organized. You can try the other social media stuff, but I can't promise you that I'm going to be able to pull all those strings together. So the email is if you want guaranteed that I'm going to see something and get it on the show, the email is always the best way to do it. Always, 100% of the time. Draws Walker says, Fetus Fan Fest going on Memorial Day weekend, which is the closest thing to San Diego Comic-Con I've been in recent years. Send me an email. Send me an email.
I don't think I've ever been. Well, back in the day, maybe a decade ago, but
So you've been gone from Phoenix a long time.
yeah, Phoenix's comic show is a pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Is it Toy Man? Is the Toy Man good?
I don't know. It's got 100% more Todd McFarlane, probably.
Probably.
But 100% less Chris McQuillan.
That's true.
Bass drum.
That's true.
Cartoon Chris McQuillan and his giant bass drum. So yeah, there's that. Let me we'll go ahead, we'll get into the news here, but first, a word from our sponsor.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Mark Weber, you okay with that one? You get your earplugs out in time?
I mean, this is something I noticed a couple of weeks ago, but we love our sponsors. We want to tear into them. Because when I see a shelf with 4 Defiants in a row on it, that gives you an idea of what you're choosing from, right? Once you get there. But there's also 4 copies of Moonraker on VHS. Like,
Actually, I think
So-
weren't those the those might have been the Mego Moonraker figures.
oh, well, that's different. Okay.
Yeah, no, we were just at Kokomo Toys this past weekend, and it's the selection is still robust.
I bet.
In fact, it looks like they've taken in a lot of Joe lately. So
How many different Moonraker figures did they make? Because
There were some. I think there was like maybe 3, and then there was some that got released in Europe.
Is it Bond, Jaws, and a girl, maybe? Or
I think it was Bond, Jaws, and the main bad guy,
Hugo
Drax.
Drax, perhaps?
yeah.
Okay. Desolated Mr. Bond. Funk. Heartbroken Mr. Drax.
I love Moonraker.
I
Rob
mean,
hates
it was pretty,
I don't hate it. Half of it's great. Then they go in space and it all flies apart.
right? Isn't there a bit where Bond directs a helicopter or something into a giant Coca-Cola billboard or something? Like it's the even as a kid, I'm like, did they have to pay for that? Does that look like a giant?
I remember. I'd say I remember like it's Superman 2.
Oh yeah.
Like didn't Superman throw non into like the Coca-Cola
Yeah.
billboard?
Yeah. I remember even as a kid, I'm going, I wonder if that's free. Probably not.
Yeah. Coca-Cola paid to get in that probably.
right.
Poor Nod.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Moonraker. Half of it's a good movie, and then it takes a left turn into incredible.
I think that was one of those that I just missed, and that we would beg our dad to let us stay up and watch on like the ABC movie of the week. The first one I saw in the theater was For Your Eyes Only, so of course I thought this is the best thing ever. Like nothing will ever be better than this. And,
I mean, I enjoy Bond movies, but I wouldn't call myself a huge fan. Rob is a big Bond fan,
yeah,
I have them all.
I'm with Rob. So
but Moonraker is one of those that it touches on my love of terrible cinema. Fantastic.
go see Morbius.
No. No,
When we were really young and getting our first comic books, Morbius is in like every Spider-Man comic we managed to get. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so tired. I was tired of Morbius by the time I was 5.
Was he a pure bad guy then?
Pretty much.
more or
Okay.
less. They threw some overtones of the tragic history
Yeah.
where they could.
But I mean, he's
Okay.
still sucking people's blood, and
Yeah.
Spider-Man's got to fight him.
Right. And that was back when there was only one Spider-Man, right? Not like 15 or 18 versions.
Yeah,
of him.
yeah.
I hope they make some more movies with 18 Spider-Man in it. Should be great.
Those movies are fine. It's the fact
Oh,
that there's
so good.
900 comic series featuring them.
So good.
That is a good line. Look at that. That's almost up there with "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die."
Great line. Gert Frobe. Frobe? Frobe. Who knows?
Germany. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where Gert Frobe was from.
Yeah.
Right? I
That
saw-
voice is dubbed over because he was just basically just.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was
Yeah.
dubbed over.
Yeah, it was not actually his voice.
I know that
He spoke
the
no English.
little niblet of Bond trivia in the opening bit when the girl's gold, the actor who plays Oddjob just knocks the shit out of Connery, and that's in the final cut. And
Yeah.
Connery walked off set for a couple days. because he was so mad because the guy just lit him up. And they're like, yo, don't flare shop Connor. He doesn't like it. But I think it's cool that we're keeping that, right? Like that's in.
Yeah.
Great
It
take.
was the best take.
Might have been worth it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Fantastic. But first up in the news,
No, whatever.
our good friends at RoboSkull would like to remind you that the backer kit ends at the end of the month. That is a week from tomorrow. So if you want in on any of the fine, our friends at Skeletron want you to know that the RoboSkull backer kit ends. So sorry, my mistake. I keep throwing the titles around there. But yeah, if you want any of the fine merchandise from the RoboSkull Mark II Kickstarter of earlier last year, it's still available, but you got to get on it. Follow that link that is on the screen now, roboskull.backerkit.com. Get yourself signed up, get yourself signed in, and get some stuff, some exclusives available only through the backer kit that were not even part of the Kickstarter. We've got stuff from Marauder. We've got stuff from our friends at Grindstone Toys. Just a real community effort and a fun product.
Yeah, and we're not sucking up because these guys don't need the money, right? They're lighting their cigarettes with like $100 bills over there at Skeletron.
There's thousandaires,
right? Their next Kickstarter is already backed. Like,
I mean, you're making that as a joke, but it probably is. Yeah,
they're killing it, absolutely killing it. So I'm not mad at them. I'm just saying I'm just calling them Richie Rich because, good Lord, nobody's stopping this runaway train.
Printing money.
That's it, and good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely. Next news item.
Doo-doo.
All right. Speaking of our friends at Grindstone Toys, Call Sign Longbow's Kickstarter is coming next month. Be sure to get more of the details from our back catalog. Troy and John were on What's on Joe Mind 171 a few months ago. Troy was back on 208 just a few weeks ago. And we've got a picture up here of Scott Lancer McMasters because it was announced this week. He is going to be one of the 4 initial offerings in their Kickstarter when it launches in May. So head over to Kickstarter, type in Call Sign Longbow, and you can sign up to be notified when the campaign begins. Again, that's going to be in a couple of weeks. So I know a lot of our fans are fired up about this project. Go ahead and get yourself out there, get signed up, and you can be one of the first folks to sign in and get this thing back.
That's a good looking figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It is. It's like if they did it's like a good Falcon V2 almost.
Yeah. It's like Footloose if they made his waist piece better.
Well, you know, Dusty's got that too.
Not quite the diaper that Footloose is rocking though, right?
It's not as bad, but it's the same design.
Yeah. But Footloose is like the poster boy for oops, I crapped my pants. Like, come on.
I'm more excited about RoboSkull than I was about my kids' births. It'll cost me less. Yeah, that's true. So there you go, parents. Right there, RoboSkull costs less than your kids. Get on board.
There you go.
Eats less.
Won't have to go to college.
Right.
But Matthew Comstock says, when you see a creator with Osprey books and that Warsaw Pact uniforms poster that you had as a kid, you have to back this. Yes, that is true. If you want minutia in your military detail, Call Sign Longbows for you. And of course, your mileage on that sort of thing may vary, but fact of the matter is these are kick-ass 3 3/4 O-ring style figures. They're going to work pretty seamlessly with your G.I. Joe collection. Mm-hmm. So get on in on this. And again, Scott Lancer McMasters, that's your first guaranteed guy thing, fella.
Dude thing, yeah. Contributor.
Oh,
figure in the assortment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there are some questions. We will have some questions for some time for crowd questions. If it's not related to the news items, save those for later. We will get to those later.
Yeah.
So hang in there. I see a few of them popping up. We'll get to you, but get us when we're taking crowd questions. And C.S. Sherman asks, if you don't like the RoboSkull, you can sell it. Try doing that with a baby. So good. Also good point.
Also a good point.
You know, it's not that you couldn't sell that baby, but there might be repercussions there.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things we cannot officially endorse. I've known some babies that need to be sold, but I cannot officially endorse that action. That's terrible. What an awful thing to say.
I know. Monster.
We were in one of the museums we visited, had a whole ton of Greek architecture and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had their, bits from around the Parthenon. They were talking about how Athena was born because Zeus had a monster headache, and he asked Hephaestus to strike his head with an axe, and out popped Athena, fully grown and armored. And I'm like, yeah, so it's not just a Greek myth that kids are a headache.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
well, let's face it, it's better than passing her as a kidney stone. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zeus was a weird guy.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah.
But next news item.
Oh, and Mike said not to step on each other.
Going on right now, Total Action Force Volume 2 is live on Kickstarter. Through May 5th, we are over 75% funded with a couple of weeks left to go. So by all means, get in on this one. Let's see if we can get some stretch goals unlocked on this project. As somebody who's got Volume 1, absolutely one of the best purchases I made last year. Fantastic book. I mean, Patty is great. It's a wealth of information about what was going on with our favorite brand overseas. Brian is a master photographer, setting up dioramas. You can't go wrong with this book. Oop, oop, oop. I twitched. But so yes, absolutely 100% supported by What's on Joe Mind. Total Action Force Volume 2.
Yeah.
Do it.
Big time.
Rob, did you get Volume 1, or you just been reading mine?
I've just been reading yours.
He has free access, like a library.
You're a bum.
You keep reading all of his old Superior Spider-Man comics.
I have my own.
Oh, just saying.
A lot of which I bought you for your birthday.
Yeah, but still, it's whatever. It doesn't matter how I got them.
Yeah.
Tell me all about Spinneret. I don't know about her yet.
I don't really either.
That's actually Mary Jane from like an alternate reality where they didn't erase the wedding. They stayed married and she got spider powers.
I thought she was Jackpot.
No, Jackpot turned out to be somebody completely else.
I thought that was Mary Jane.
Nope.
Yes.
So hard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go with it, Mark. Whatever you think, it's correct.
Okay. Is Squirrel Girl involved somehow?
Yes.
No.
I hope not.
He's unbeatable, you know.
Moving on.
But Doug Dello says Volume 1 is incredible. I've already backed Volume 2. Me too, Doug Dello.
Yeah, Volume 1 is just ridiculous.
One of the stretch goals for Volume 2 is that Volume 1 goes back to the printer. So if you missed out on Volume 1, now's your chance.
And one of the stretch goals they should have had was a copy of whatever Pokemon card Destro has around his neck there. Jake Paul style, right?
It's a very obscure WrestleMania joke. But
yeah, but for at least 4 people, well, 3 of us on the podcast, it was hysterical.
I don't know about hysterical, Mark.
Hey, whatever.
I mean, it's not it's not throwing pillows at your younger brother.
No, but take however minimally funny it was and divide it by jet lag, and it ain't bad.
Next news item.
Your turn.
Boop boop.
So yeah, again, that ends May 5th. So get your shekels together. We got a back look here. And of course, the big news this week, Hasbro Pulse announced that we got a Fan First Tuesday coming next week. Okay, Tuesday, sure, great, thanks for that,
So
Hasbro. Absolutely, my worst day of the entire week.
if we want to scoop them, then we better do it tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Fine. Let them have their fun.
We're revealing.
But yeah, straight off of Twitter there, whether you're Yojo or Cobra, you don't want to miss out on the next G.I. Joe Fan First Tuesday, happening on April 26th at 11 o'clock Eastern on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. Join Emily, Lenny, and Tony as they bring updates, reveals, and yes, pre-orders. So there you go. I get your wallets ready, folks. And we'll probably get more as far as what's up with that Mindbender. And maybe even some new pictures, some new reveals. Who knows?
We are off book now, according to our list.
There we go. Diana Davis has that particular combination. It is Emilenton. That's the crowd that's bringing it to us. That's the team.
And we'll be on live at noon for 5 hours to discuss.
No,
what are we covering? A Super Bowl?
Oh, we're not. Okay.
If you want to go on Tuesday night, we could do that for a little bit. But I promise you, I will not be pleasant. Tuesday is the worst day of the week for me.
Right.
Absolute. Every week, the worst day.
Well, let's see what they unveil. If it's disheartening, then we should totally go on with bitchy Mike. Might be the best show ever.
And just imagine when these pre-orders are going to, come due.
Right?
Yeah, because the last ones were March of 2023.
Yeah, that's true.
There should be some right like November.
I'd love to see the cold open where Mike just goes, "Bah!" Play the music.
C was angry that day, my friends.
I'll start it and then I'll click right out of it because I don't want to hear it past 3 seconds.
Right.
It'll
come up on 9 o'clock. It'll just be Mike going, meh.
Andrew Goffkin says the pre-order is still waiting to find out when the Target ones are going to be released. They're starting to pop up. They're starting to pop up in the UK. So I know the orders for mine through Target.com has been showing up on the front end of my billing for a couple of weeks now. So it shouldn't be too long now.
Oh, yeah, those Target pre-orders are surely going to make their way to all of you Joe fans. No doubt about it, because they've got this pre-order stuff absolutely ironed out and locked down.
Yeah.
But looking forward to some Sky Striker updates. That would be nice.
Yeah, good point.
Be nice. Look, they always find something to surprise us with. Even when we thought we had everything figured out, they threw an O-ring line at us.
They didn't surprise us for like 7 months.
Well, they did, is what I'm saying.
With an O-ring and a Sky Striker, they did.
Threw an O-ring Sky Striker at us. They surprised us pretty good. We had no idea that was coming.
Surprised me that it was the same size as the old Sky Striker, but
that's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Charlie Kokowski, he's ready for this. Here it goes.
That's right. That's right. And you better respect it, Charlie, because I'm bringing the consistency.
That's true. If nothing else, we're like the poorly written face turn has not happened for Mark Webber yet.
No, and nobody would buy it anyway. Right. So nope. So if you wanna, see the day where I say the chest cut is fine, or having a different artist for every box is brilliant, or
Scarlet should be left-handed.
Scarlet should be left-handed with two-tone hair. Keep waiting. File cards aren't important. Keep waiting.
But Torpedo Mike asks, weren't they promising new big reveals on this one? I guess. I mean, it says the reveals right there in the tweet, so maybe.
Armorbot.
Maybe.
HasLab flag, calling it.
Target's been processing my orders since October, and there's I cannot pronounce Andrew's name. I've tried 3 different things now, and every time it is just not correct. So I'm doing my best, man.
Just say, what up, G?
This matters to me. My name is Irizarry. Nobody can pronounce it, so I try to pronounce people's names.
I can pronounce it.
You suck. The too easy. The too easy. I'm proud of you for just being right there with the timing on that. So I'm happy that you did, but it means that I have to curse you now. But next news item is there is no more news items.
Oh,
We
there
got
you
little
go.
dancing guy.
We got little dancing happy guy. Look at that. Look at
Look
that.
at that happy little dude.
Wait, I'll
That
give
just
you.
made my day.
I'll give you a Hamley toy store news update from London.
Okay.
Hamley's like their Toys R Us. It's a big deal. It was a cool store. It's like 5 stories straight up, escalators up the middle. Not a single G.I. Joe toy, not one. But it wasn't as bad as Transformers, which they said was on the 5th floor, the very top, like the grown-up kid area, I guess. And on the 4th floor, they had like a 15-foot tall Optimus, all lit up, pointing up to the 5th floor. Nothing on the 5th floor.
Ooh.
Not one. Like, dude. So, if you think Hasbro struck out at Hamley, it's not true because they had plenty of Peppa Pig.
Well,
It
Black
is
Star-
London.
Black Star Ninja adds, I asked Emily on Instagram if there's any O-ring updates on Tuesday. She said, no, this is just for classified new O-ring updates. She said, Yojo June. So, okay, fair enough.
All right, good to know.
Action Figure Expert throws in there, is it me or is there no kind of 40-year anniversary for Real American Hero? Feel like there should have been. That's kind of what they've been theming things all year. I don't know if you've seen what they're putting out for classified, but they look like anniversary Real American Hero offerings to me. They are the same figure in a bigger scale. I don't know what else you want, man. Black Star Ninja continues. Emily did also say on Instagram they will reveal new classified figures, so there will be some new ones. Excellent. Classified Flash, count it. Championship, bang.
What do they call him though? Doesn't matter, I guess.
Anthony Flash Gambella.
Yeah, he'll be or Sergeant Flash or something. Whatever.
Maybe Tony will flex some of that Tony Colella polo.
You pronounced it correctly
Tony Gambella.
When I won a fabulous prize from What's on Joe Mind. So I got to go back and watch my own back-ish episode to figure out how to pronounce his name.
We need a phonetic spelling here.
And Hasbro Pulse did have Baroness and Barbecue back in stock. So if you missed on that one, go ahead and get out there. Get on the Pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Gaugen, that's how it's pronounced. Like ow, but with G's. Okay. All right.
What up, G?
Goggin.
Okay, so
right.
So
Goggin.
We're gonna this is going right up on the TikTok channel right here. This is the quality entertainment that TikTok patrons count on us for.
But that's not Gaugin, right? Because Jen would be with a J for the pronunciation.
Gaugin.
The GIF or GIF?
The very French pronunciation. Gaugin.
GIF or GIF?
Gaugin.
That's not how you pronounce GIF. But whatever.
That's anyways. Charlie Kokolski is being cynical. I heard another version of Roadblock.
Star Brigade Roadblock.
Star Brigade. You know what? That is the one figure in that entire line that looks like an actual astronaut.
Sure.
Yeah. It's no trouble. Sorry for taking up time with pronouncing my name. Look, man, we got to get this right. You're here every week. We got to get this taken care of. So everybody who had questions before, now is that time. Hit us now with questions about stuff that we're not necessarily talking about. Also want to give we'll take a moment here, give the reminder. If you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and give us some kind of reaction. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. We've got I don't know how many, looks like 7 or 8 little huggy guys as it is, and a few thumbs up past that. If you're watching us on Facebook, please like this video, leave a big boy comment down below when you can, and subscribe to our channel. My God, subscribe to the channel. Share us in your individual social media channels. Lord knows it means more when you do it than when I do it. That's why I stopped doing it, because nobody was seeing them anyway. But But I'm gonna go ahead and turn the first question over to Doug Dello because it's a question that I had for Mark.
Yeah.
Did Mark not visit all the cool stuff?
They were closed. They were closed. I went there like 5 times.
You did not.
Lies!
No,
Lies, I say.
I didn't. Yeah. Well, let's peel the curtain back or rip it back, as it were. London's my wife's favorite city. She's been there like 8 times, and I've never been. And my wife is a fully licensed travel agent. So when I first broached the concept of, hey, well, what about taking the kids to London and me to London for spring break? The very next day, she's like, here's the full itinerary. It's booked. And let me tell you, it wasn't ever booked. So she did a great job, but it was stuffed. So there really wasn't much room for maneuvering on this trip.
That's okay.
But Mrs. Weber will be back there like a moth to a flame, and likely me in tow. So next time.
Poor lonely Dave.
Now that, I mean, this time you need to make sure that you are, next time you're throwing that out there in advance. Like, look, I got people.
Yeah, definitely. Because
we need to see.
No slight to Dave. Dave's the man. But I got the one thing she said, well, what would you want to do in London? I said, or in England? I said, Stonehenge. Would love to do Stonehenge.
Right there in his neighborhood.
I know, right?
There.
Yeah, but we got that done but it was on a tour. It wasn't like we just drove out there, right? We were on a bus.
Cool stuff not on the Stonehenge tour.
It should be, right?
Look, Dave has so many jobs, he might have been driving the bus.
It's possible, right? So, but yeah, I don't have the pictures ready because who wants to do a slideshow? But we did an after hours Stonehenge tour, which means they actually let you in the ropes and in the rocks, right? You're just not allowed to touch the rocks, but you are right in there, and it was really cool. So that's why I didn't make it. But next time for sure. And no offense to Dave Tree, who we love.
You start touching the rocks, it's like the ancient world version of Domino Rally. That's no good.
Yeah, it's not good, right?
Probably fall over onto poor Dave.
Yeah, it could be.
Vagon has the question. You got $17.99 Super 7 figures, the same Kenner Marvel ones for $10.99. How does that happen? Well, I'll answer this one. One is made by Super 7, and they decided to sell theirs at $17.99. And the other one is made by Hasbro, and they decided to sell theirs for $10.99.
And I don't know any of this for sure, but I'm pretty damn sure that Hasbro is paying a bigger royalty to Disney or DC than Super 7 is paying to Hasbro for G.I. Joe. So,
and I'm pretty sure Hasbro has a lot more clout with a factory to bring production costs down.
Yeah, and one is, I mean, just look at them. One of them is a straight collector play, right? They're really not making reaction figures for kids, right? Whereas the Marvel and the DC stuff is hopefully, aimed at, I don't want to say the right age group, but a younger demographic. So
yes.
I guarantee you, most kids who just, if they happen to see a Reaction Joe figure and go, Mom, this looks cool, I guarantee it. Well, it's usually mom. God, that sounded sexist, but that's sort of how it's talked about in the industry, because they say if it's a parent making the purchasing decision, 70% of the time it's mom. So don't read that the wrong way that I said mom. That's
no, not at all. I worked for Target, and they used to tell us that if you are male and you shop at Target, well, thanks for the business, but that store is set up specifically to be appealing to women.
Yep.
That's their demographic. That's who they're trying to drive home with.
That's it. But mom is not saying yes to the impulse purchase at $17.99.
Yeah.
Maybe $10.99. Maybe not even that, but not $17.99.
When I worked for Penny's, every sales meeting, anytime they talked about the customer, it was always pronounced she.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just the truth of it.
But Nick Adams asked, does anyone else have siblings built like a Funko Pop figure? They're really fast, mostly due to momentum. We used to, but he kind of grew into it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I used to be that kid too, but I grew, Lord knows that sadly my giant head is kind of in proportion with the rest of me at this point.
You got to run fast to keep the cranium balanced.
Right.
Otherwise your neck gets sore.
Sean Russell asked, was it anything like the Griswolds?
Was what like the Griswold?
I'm going to
guess
vacation.
Oh, no. We had good.
I mean, you didn't win Pig in the Poke. We saw you guys went down horribly on Pig in a Poke.
Look,
kids, Big Ben Parliament.
You guys all shouted me down when I dissed Princess Bride a couple weeks ago, but is there a more overrated comic than Chevy Chase ever?
It depends. He's got some.
He has some spikes. I'll absolutely give him that. But wow,
there's some good Chevy Chase movies. There are.
Yeah, and there's a lot of crap.
Yeah,
a lot. So
he's like the Burt Reynolds of comedy.
But like he's one of in the pantheon of SNL alums, right? And I'd take almost any of the luminaries over him, any of the other SNL stars.
I'd just say the top of his library is really good.
He's got some spikes.
Yeah.
It's like the first Fletch, the National Lampoon Vacation and Christmas Vacation. The other ones, I'm not so big on.
I'd take Spies Like Us over any National Lampoon Vacation.
Funny Farm.
I was told there would be no math.
Yeah. Funny Farm is a great Chevy Chase movie.
Yeah.
So there's some really good movies. The fact that he's seemingly quite the asshole outside of work is,
fully at work from
and at work,
from stories, but no, it wasn't like a National Lampoon vacation. We had a really good trip, and we went to a soccer game. My favorite bit. We asked all our coaches in the town league are British, and we looked at the home teams because I don't have a favorite team. It always seemed artificial to just pick a British team that's my team, right? So, but a couple of years ago, there's that story of the Lion of Millwall, and Millwall's this lower level soccer club over there, from a small town. He's in a pub getting sloppy drunk, and some guys rush in to start stabbing people because that's what they do in England because they don't have firearms, right?
Right.
And this guy gets up from the bar and goes, "F you, I'm Millwall," and rushes them, tackles 3 guys, gets stabbed 15 times, survives, and is this conquering hero forever. So I said, I want to go see Millwall. And every coach to a man said, "Mate, you're not taking your family to Millwall."
Oh, 2 weeks ago, Joe Colton after the show said, "You're not going to Millwall."
No,
so, you're not going to Millwall.
So we went to Tottenham. And
you don't have enough insurance.
They have a great stadium. Near as I can tell, Tottenham is kind of the Chicago Cubs, right? Super popular. Usually wins quite a bit, but never wins the big one that really. But they're having a really good year, top 4, and they played Brighton, little city on the coast, and they played flat. And good Lord, big stadium, packed. You never heard a crowd silenced as quickly as that stadium was when Brighton scored in the 89th minute to go up 1-0. And but they separate the road fan. The road fans have their own section, right?
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, in that match on the pitch, I can talk it. But they have their own section for the road fans to keep them from fighting and intermixing with the home fans. And so the stadium went dead quiet, other than that one corner down by the flag, right? And they went friggin' nuts. So it was still a good event. It was fun to go, but the home crowd, and then the Brighton guys they're like seafoam teal are their colors.
Yeah.
So you can't miss them parading out of the stadium, singing their songs amidst, 80,000 really disappointed Tottenham fans.
That's the thing that we don't have here for our sports teams is songs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Bears have one. The Commanders used to have one. I don't know if they still do.
Probably.
Michigan has their Hail to the Victors.
Well, that's a college fight song.
But look, every college has a fight song, but not too many have lyrics.
Yeah.
No, they all have lyrics. It's just that nobody knows them.
Nobody knows them. Yeah.
I said, there's a couple that people still care.
Yeah.
And like what would we'd be singing the old 80s, Yankees theme song, which didn't have words. Da, 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 da.
New York, New York.
Dude, the worst for me was at Arizona State when USC was in their heyday, the Reggie Bush type years. Their band is pretty big and they play pretty loud, and they would play the fight song for every first down. Not just touchdowns, not just randomly hype up the team, but every first down. And those teams were ridiculous. So it was like they had the fight song on loop in your stadium. Ba, 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 ba.
Look, I mean, the good part of it is that, you know, when they were playing Arizona State, first downs and touchdowns were usually the same play.
Quite a bit.
So
no, this was before Herm got there to NFLize our squad, which means that all our players are leaving in free agency. But whatever.
Or they're getting cut.
I'm not bitter.
Cornelius McGillicuddy asked, do you guys think Hasbro would be willing to pay a royalty to Larry Hama, Ron Rudat, and Kirk Bazigian so they use their likenesses on the Tunnel Rat, Leatherneck, and Law figures?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
Not a bad idea.
No, look, I'm not dismissing this question, but are they gonna do that? I would be surprised.
I mean, they actually put out a bit a couple of years ago that said no more using real faces, real faces anymore.
Right.
So it was actually the funny bit was right after that when they said no more names, no more likenesses, none of it, because they just didn't want the legal hassle down the road, right? And it was right after that I pitched to Daryl about Sightline and went, we could make this, you know, for Gary, and I think it would really resonate with the community, and it'd be a really cool thing to do for him. And it was right after they put out that memo, and so to get it, you know, it's no secret the whole story that the genesis of that is out there, but it was my basic concept. But Daryl's the one that went up to legal to say, hey, you know that memo you just sent out? How about one more? So, but it was the strength of the story and the reason behind it, the blessing of the family, the bit that we were not using his legal name that on the file card, he's Gary Goggles, and the fact that the figure is covered head to toe, right? There's zero likeness to anybody on that figure. But Daryl was the one who got that through legal right after they said, this door is shut forever. He went, wait.
Stick that heel in there.
Right. One more thing. Just one more.
To bring back the topic of Chevy Chase, Charlie Garrison reminds us that Caddyshack is out there.
Oh my God. How did we forget that?
Caddyshack. That's a bad on us. Action figure expert asked, no love for Nothing But Trouble or Memoirs of an Invisible Man. That is correct. There is no love for either of those movies.
You saw Nothing But Trouble in the theater.
Yeah.
What? Because Under the Cherry Moon was sold out.
Oh man, look, John Candy's in that movie, and I go to see John Candy movies in the theater at that point in my life, and I was really disappointed by that one. And we're talking, I love Who's Harry Crumb, right? And I had problems getting through Nothing But Trouble. It was
we had that at Pacific Video. Just saying.
Yeah. Matthew Comstock says Chevy Chase playing D&D in Community was hilarious. That's true. Chevy Chase was good in Community. Community's a good show. You haven't seen Community? Go check out Community.
Didn't they have the G.I. Joe episode?
They did.
Yeah,
that they did. Chevy Chase was gone by then. They'd killed off his character by that point. But, and then Three Amigos. Anyways,
Diana Davis has it right.
What's that?
In the comments.
She has a lot of comments.
The bottom one. Very bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Well.
There we go. Steve Martin would be better than Chevy Chase movies. On the whole, yeah.
God damn right there. Yeah. Steve Martin underrated, even though he's a banjo player now.
He just did Only Murders in the Building.
Right. And he's still hysterical. So now you're like, how many years of great comedy did we lose to that banjo?
There's a second season coming in a month and a half. Will you relax?
If I could get my hands on that banjo, it'd be London Calling all over again.
God, let the man have a hobby.
For Pete's sakes, he's been playing that banjo his whole life.
Dance for me, monkey. Do what I like.
Put the arrow on your head. Do it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Still no sequel to the King Tut song. Like, how long have we been waiting? Come on.
Viper Scout says he was the worst amigo, and that's saying something when Martin Short is there. First off, there will be no besmirching Martin Short on this.
No.
I love they called him Martin Shirt.
Martin Shirt.
Yeah, Martin Shirt.
His shirt in that movie did leave a little bit desired. So
Yeah.
You cannot besmirch little Nettie Needlelander.
Weren't you?
Or really any character Martin Short plays.
Aren't you Ned Niederlander from Little Nettie Goes to War?
Little Nettie Goes to War.
Almighty, I love that movie.
So like the wind, old one.
I guess San Diego Superchargers is out now. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Love that bit.
Yeah, Chris Berman, I'm sure, still plays that every night before he goes.
The New York Football Giants. Thanks for clarifying.
Right.
You hack.
He's not.
Hack.
He's not the only one.
He's a hack.
It's their legal name.
I love Chris Berman.
I thought he meant the New York Giants. I thought he meant Mel Ott and Christian Matthews.
Do I still hate Mercer? Yeah. Why would I stop? He's terrible.
No. He asked if you still hat Mercer.
Look, man, you want to harp on spelling? He got it right the second time.
I thought maybe you had a Mercer hat that we didn't know about.
No, that would be just some terrible flat top wig.
Maybe a Bobby Mercer hat.
Right. Oh, now we're talking. You hate Bobby Mercer?
No.
Okay.
Mark, he's been a banjo player since the 70s. Probably before that, he's been playing for like his whole life almost, hasn't he?
He was like playing at Knoxbury Farms when he was a kid.
What's your favorite Steve Martin banjo song?
I don't need one. It's
right. What's your favorite Steve Martin comedy bit?
Who sits around and listens to bluegrass, Mark? Nobody.
Nobody listens to techno, so let's go.
But if it makes the man happy, we'll let him play his bluegrass music.
I don't need him to be happy. I want me to be happy. More Steve Martin humor. Because we lost him for like a decade to like Father of the Bride, smiling, genial Disney comedy stuff.
Look, man.
And now we're losing him to banjo. Like, no, I want
those movies bought him a nice house.
Well, everybody's got to get paid. That's fine. Look, Ice-T has been playing a cop for 30 years, right? After making the Cop Killer album or song. So whatever, but he's good at comedy. More comedy.
Hans Chow asks, will we ever see modern style Joes again that aren't third party, that is? I hope so, but it doesn't seem to be the way things are going right now. G.I. Joe's a funny line in the sense that some characters that people really like, for example, let's say Beachhead.
Who?
They got this right in 1986. They haven't done it this well since. But there's some other characters that they didn't do as well back in the day, and they've done much better in the many years since then. That modern sculpt, that Cobra Viper. Cobra Viper's a great figure in 1986, but man, that one from the 2010s, that is a beast. Yeah. Okay. Good luck getting better than that one in any scale, in any build, because that guy is awesome.
Yeah, Low Light, good example.
Yeah,
great original figure, but the redo.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss, right?
Yes, just absolutely perfect.
The one thing that whole era has going for it is a ton of existing tooling. So if they wanted to go back to something where they wouldn't have to make a lot of new tooling, it does have that going for it. But
if I had one complaint about that era of figures, is that the body's a little gangly.
Yeah.
They need to feel a little shorter and a little thicker, I guess.
Yep. Legs and arms are both a little long, and the hips, the whole torso, the hip
torso's a little narrow,
way too small.
Yeah.
I hated how the upper part, the round of the top of the thigh, was often wider than the hips it was supposed to fit inside. Right. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, Mutt's a big offender on that one.
Yeah, that 20th, that 5th anniversary Mutt. Yeah, his legs are a little out of whack.
In his defense, though, he's a computer.
So, I mean, I guess I think it just more depends. We're on a major nostalgia kick, right? So any thoughts of new product is classified, and even that's being styled like the nostalgia. And then we've got O-rings, and I don't think they want to sink any more resources into another style of G.I. Joe right now. So maybe somewhere down the road, the wave of, hey, let's bring back the modern Joes will kick in again, and Lord knows.
Maybe if they ever want to try to appeal to younger kids, lower price point, existing tooling,
Right.
lot to choose from. But there is obvious. I mean, and it's great for collectors and for grown-ups like us. But it's obvious the line is not focused on kids or youth at all right now. Not a bit.
I love how comments are going crazy on the popularity of bluegrass right now. Just
right.
Stop.
Who have I offended?
Stop being the internet and taking everything so damn seriously. Stop
it. Because I can keep going. I already pissed off all the Princess Bride fans, all the Chevy Chase fans, all the bluegrass fans. Come at me, bro.
Look, all of the Chevy Chase fans will give you the point. He's an asshole, and that's why you don't like him.
No, I think he's an overrated comic, and that's why I don't like him.
Well, you come on now. You think he's an overrated comic because he's an asshole, right?
We didn't really. The stories about him being a real life jerk really didn't start coming out until the internet hit, right?
No.
Was it well before that?
Oh yeah. Look, he got in a fight with Bill Murray when he went back to host Saturday Night Live. People knew about that then.
Bill Murray probably whipped his ass.
Bill Murray apparently got a good shot in.
Yeah.
But anyways. Yeah, it's a little ironic since not long ago we were asking if we ever see O-ring style figures again, right?
And now people are asking, will we ever see O-rings for less than $40?
Which is a fair question. Let's see. I'm going through here. Is it me, or is there no sort of 40-year anniversary for Real American Hero? Yeah, the whole thing's kind of a 40-year anniversary. They're all the styling of the new figures is exactly like the styling of the old figures. They've got O-ring construction figures coming back out. I don't see where this is. We touched on this before. I don't see where you're making this connection. But yeah, it seems like everything is an homage to Real American Hero right now. So can't get behind you on that one, brother. Sorry.
If you were looking for like that whole first year line to get anniversary this year, that ship sailed about what, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think most of the Joe fandom necessarily cares about the original 13, right? I think the old dyed in the wool folks like us do, but the group as a whole, they don't want to see Short Fuse. They don't want to see Zap. They don't want to see Grand Slam. They don't want to see the guys that nobody knows.
I think the scary truth is the whole Joe community is all dyed in the wool guys like us. That's what I think, but
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think there's just some that we haven't necessarily embraced that are out there.
Like your pal down in St. Louis, who everybody should hug.
Right.
Embrace him.
Have you? Oh my God, Dave! Have you not met Dave Draper before?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I haven't hugged him.
Probably not. No,
probably not.
You would remember that.
Oh, yeah, wait, here's a Fringe fan. My buddy, I just got a text tonight from my buddy Chris, who I went to high school with. And he says, and I quote, "Finally watched Snake Eyes movie. I think they should have called it Storm Shadow is a Badass."
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Telling me spot on.
Yep. Dead on.
Andrew Galligan says, any thoughts on what the next classified vehicle might be? For me, the Trouble Bubble is begging to be made. You know, that Serpentor's Chariot rumor seems to be out there. I don't know how much water it holds.
Yeah.
But that does seem pretty natural.
Yeah. With no insight on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No
knowledge. None.
Yeah.
But I have
that it just kind of screams, just big well-known character with his own thing. Yeah.
We're at a point now where Serpentor is probably the best known character that is not represented in classified.
Yeah. But it's that's what we should be talking about for a classified vehicle, right? You're looking at a claw, you're looking at a Trouble Bubble, you're looking at a Serpentor's Chariot, a Chameleon for Zartan if they want to kick the Zartan sculpt out there again. That's what we should be looking at.
Black Star Ninja says, I just want them to release a 10-pack of Cobra Troopers and officers from the San Diego Comic-Con Missile Command at headquarters. They were the best modern officers and troopers, and they got the colors and Cobra sigil nice and big. Agreed. They were great figures.
That's the last thing I worked on. But the bones of it, the work of it, that's Bobby Valla. He killed it on that set.
Yeah, I tell you, Cobra Trooper is another one that the modern build did absolutely wonderfully.
Yep.
Good luck getting better than that.
Yep. And the one they did the worst, we talked about him a couple weeks ago, Televiper. I pitched putting the Televiper out again, and John Ward went, no. No. I said, well, then let's fix them. It's like, you want to spend an item count on a Televiper? So seeing as I only have 3 this year, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming around.
Alcorn says, are people really complaining that there's a lack of highly articulated 1/18 figures on the market right now? I think, again, if you're into the specialty folks, if you're into Boss Fight, if you're into Marauder, and you're connected enough to know about them, then no, you're not.
Yeah.
If you're really in on toys, no, you're not. But if you're a casual fan, there isn't a whole lot out there in that scale for you. If you're just somebody who goes to Walmart, who goes to Target, who goes to the drugstore and wants to see what's out there, you don't see that represented. You just
there's collectors out there that the 3 3/4. I mean, that's their hill, then they're going to die on it. But
right.
So I imagine they're not happy. But
I mean, they're what the 12-inch collectors were saying, back in the early 80s.
But whatever the hot property is, basically gets to set the scale. So
yeah, pretty much.
G.I. Joe was the hot property in the 60s, so everything was made 12-inch.
Yeah.
Right.
Mego was hot in the 70s, everything was 8-inch. But Star Wars came around, everything's 3 3/4.
But everything skewing bigger means skewing more expensive, means we're just abandoning kids pretty much altogether, or saying we'll get them with an app or with a game, but we aren't even going to try.
But like I said, the most consistent sellers right now are like Star Wars, Black, and Marvel Legends. So they're 6-inch. That's set in the scale.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily put Black on that list anymore, but Star Legends certainly.
Yeah.
Cornelius McGillicuddy finally asks us a good question of what's really on Joe Mind.
Mm-hmm.
What characters you guys hope are announced on Tuesday? Mark Weber, you've been overseas. You're tired.
Yeah.
You're slappy.
Yes.
Go ahead and give us a first answer on this.
I mean, you can skin it a couple of different ways. For me, Interrogator, my favorite Cobra. But come on, it's not going to happen. So
look, if Interrogator's your answer, Interrogator's your answer.
Interrogator's who I want. Who do I think is more legit? Who I think is going to happen? I think Serpentor and the Air Chariot make a ton of sense. So I can see that.
Right time, Rob.
I think probably next Joe's off the board are probably going to be like either Shipwreck or Hawk.
Yeah. Good calls.
Yeah, I got nothing to. I mean, who do I want to see? We already know who I want to see. I'm in for Flash, man. I'm in for Flash. I don't think we're going to see him before we. I think we'll get a Sci-Fi before we get a Flash. But
was Sci-Fi on the packaging at some point on the back?
No,
was he in the game?
He was in
He's
the game.
in the game. I know that.
He's one of the playable characters in the game, no less.
And he was on their website, like a lot of those.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
I
mean, they've made figures that still aren't on the website.
Well, given that they are obviously the first couple of series were focused on syncing visually with that game, but the fact that we've gotten beyond that might mean that Sci-Fi wasn't and isn't going to be made, and that's good news for Flash fans, I think.
I don't know if I don't know if seeing one necessarily precludes the other one.
See, I think they make a Sci-Fi before Flash just to avoid the legal headache.
Yeah,
particularly if
look, that's so overblown. Like it just
is it?
No, I mean it just look. All they have to do is put them next to one another and say, "This is a superhero who runs really fast. This is a soldier with a laser gun, and he's got a different name." So the fact that Flash is his code name just doesn't matter as much as it used to. he's Sergeant Anthony Flash Gambello, or he's Sergeant Flash, or he's
well, that's how you get around it. But yeah, it's a matter of whether they want to bother with that.
But if they're going to make him, they're just going to do that. It doesn't cost them anything.
Now, Mike, this is sacrilegious probably, but my least favorite part of the original Flash figure is the actual gun.
What's
So
that?
My least favorite part of the original Flash figure is the gun.
Agreed.
Is the rifle.
Yeah.
So if they make a new one, I'd love to see them give him something even, I don't say even more futuristic, but something a little more sturdy, something a little more intimidating, right?
I agree.
Okay. I wasn't sure how.
I always liked the setup they had for him in the comic book. Like Trimpe always drew this really elaborate, looking laser for him.
Yeah.
And it looked good. Like I'd love to see the plastic rendition of that.
If you've ever seen the pre-production sketches for Flash, the gun they drew for him in the comic looks a little bit more like the pre-production.
Okay. I'd like to see him with something a little more intimidating. Because I never viewed him as like a one-shot sniper type guy, even though that's how Bill Nedro wrote it. But I'd like to see a little more heavy artillery in that laser.
Yeah, see that's what I was trying to say before. Diana Davis has got me pretty good there. People want to see things that celebrate all 40 years, not just the first of the 40.
That's true. And that's what we did on Transformers when we did the Thrilling 30.
Right.
Was the initial concept was we're going to anniversary the first year. And that was actually what I had. And other people said we should probably do selected favorites from over the 30 years. And that was a much better idea. And I think had much better sales than what I had initially pitched.
Reveal will be a Python Patrol crystal ball.
Seems legit.
He will actually be 2-packed with Tiger Force Tollbooth.
That's it.
Count
there
it.
You go.
Championship.
Right.
And those pegs will be nice and toasty.
for the cold summer months. Anyways.
Well, you get the air conditioning on in those places. It can get pretty chilly.
Oh, somebody just mentioned that's the other guy I want to say Snow Job.
Oh,
For
yeah.
God's sake, like they can do them in the big mind bender thing to get all the skis and poles, and not that mind bender comes with that much stuff, but
Beta Ray Bob asked, do you think we got Tiger Force classified figures this year because it's the year of the Tiger?
No,
probably not.
No, we got it because it's cheap repaints.
Yeah.
Right?
or pre-paints, right? That's what Outback is basically, right? And I've done that too. You put the weaker version out first so it sells better, and then you put the better version out second.
And it's exactly what a store exclusive should be.
Exactly. That's why
it doesn't break your collection if you don't get it.
That's why you get Thundercracker before Starscream, even though it's a new mold. We're not starting with Starscream. You get Thundercracker first. Same idea.
There we go. Vagon asks, Sergeant Airborne or Ripcord?
He'd be good.
No. Pick your pick. Sergeant Airborne or Ripcord?
Oh, but which Airborne?
The good one, not the
good
new one.
Curveball.
Oh my God, I'm gonna drop him from the broadcast.
What do I do? Airborne, absolutely. I never liked that first Ripcord figure.
Next time, Rob.
Smooth.
I think I like Airborne a little bit better.
I definitely like.
I don't have anything against Ripcord, but
same here. No problems with Ripcord, but Airborne's just he's more interesting character. He's more interesting visually. I like Airborne.
Yeah.
What about Crazy Legs?
I didn't have a problem with Crazy Legs.
I like Night Force Crazy Legs. Now we're talking.
I don't know. See, the normal one doesn't bother me that much.
Normal though doesn't bother me, but he does look a little bit more adventure people than G.I. Joe.
Other than he was candy apple red falling out of the sky with the name Crazy Legs.
Well, Crazy Legs.
Crazy.
That was kind of a nickname for World War II paratroopers.
I know, but
stuff's already blowing up all over the place. So.
Yeah,
it doesn't make
the
it.
big parachute's normally a tip off. You know what I mean?
But opinion from Hans Chow here: 1/18 scale is most fun to play with. Unbeatable, I would dare say. All the larger figures are fun to display and nice for photos, but play, no. It's not even mentioning the vehicles. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong,
No, G.I. Joe was as much a vehicle line as it was a figure line, maybe more. So,
How soon before we see a reuse of the classified breaker buck? I don't know. Maybe Tuesday.
Right.
We don't know for sure, but it would be kind of silly to let it sit for too much longer. Oh, just send him through. Send him through.
He's not shy.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. If you've never seen Pure Terror before, it's a 15-year-old who drops his AirPod down a London escalator.
Ooh.
As it little white thing bouncing down, and his whole week going to hell, and him running after it, hands out, going, "No, no!"
In slow-mo.
Right. You know, it's pretty much that scene from The Untouchables. It was great.
Yeah, the baby carriage.
Yeah. Luckily, there was a happy ending, but no.
How about a classified flash with the Sunbow generic laser gun, snow job gun? You know, funny story. Back when I was a kid, I would do that a lot. I would take Grunt's generic backpack and Snow Job's gun and put them on flash.
There's nothing. Snow Job's gun is great. If they were going to pick one to make, they wanted one Joe weapon. They picked the right one.
Yeah.
But Flash has got to have a tube coming from the gun. Got to. I don't care what it looks like. It's got to have a power cord or a feeding tube or whatever that is. It's not Flash without it.
Matt Rubin says, I don't think Sci-Fi or Flash would be a first choice for Hasbro to make in the first place. Almost all the figures released in 6-inch were featured in the Real American Hero cartoon at some point with variants. I think Sci-Fi got a good amount of camera time.
Yeah.
Flash got a little bit. For an old guy who was not available when the weekly series came on, you saw a lot of him, and he did get a spotlight episode.
Was he background guy a lot?
He was.
Yeah. Just like there he is.
Yeah, so he wasn't invisible like you didn't see a whole lot of Grunt got his one episode. You really didn't see him besides. Short Fuse would have a line here and a line there. Zap would have a line here and a line there, but yeah, they probably did less than Flash did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think his if you were in this line before 1987, your odds are much better of being made in a classified figure than if you were not.
Yeah.
There we go. Josiah Alcorn scoring points today. Honestly, check the definitive year-by-year rankings for figure. Remember, those lists are definitive.
That's right.
Tiger Force Beachhead, I'm in. And that's probably about where we call it off. I'm just looking for one last good one.
That's a slippery slope.
Right?
I saw one question. I forget who said it. Asking what would be the G.I. Joe equivalent of the $1,200 self-transforming Optimus Prime and trailer?
That's not a real question. Come on now.
I'm thinking, I don't know, classified Defiant.
Classified flag with light up runways. Sure.
Yeah. Real working jet.
Hey, our pal Andrew Galgan's got to go in there. That one right there, perfect.
There you go. Reverse thinking, with all the Nerf blasters that came with the classified figures, why hasn't Hasbro released full-size classified blasters for role play?
Good question.
Mark, you got anything there?
Just that one of the pitches I made for the third G.I. Joe movie when it was originally going to be a sequel to Retaliation was that every Joe should have the same sidearm. Like it should be issued. This is the Joe sidearm. Not their main weapon, but the pistol on their thigh, basically, or on their hip. And have them do the same thing, and then we could make it Nerf. And that would be the Joe weapon. And so, everybody would want to have one to show they're on the team. So,
who wouldn't love a Nerf blaster, the snow job gun?
Last but not least, Hans Chow asks, do people actually like Tiger Force? I do.
No.
I'm a sucker for a cheap repaint, so I'm okay with it. Mark does not.
Well, it wasn't. We didn't have Toys R Us in Bend, so I didn't even know Tiger Force existed when Tiger Force was out. So when I was back collecting, and I was like, wow, look at all these guys. The only one I got was Sky Striker.
Well, Tiger Force wasn't a Toys R Us exclusive.
I mean, none of the stores in Bend carried Tiger Force. So I didn't even know it existed until years later. And Sky Striker was the only one I needed because he's the only guy unique to it.
And I like them okay. I think some of them are better than others.
Yeah.
But some of them are not good, but some of them are okay. And last question. Any of you submitting a design to Operation Recall?
I can't take that kind of rejection, so probably not.
It's something that looks like the Python Patrol Crimson Guard are nothing for me. So
yeah, I actually if I get it together in time, I'll put something in. I have some ideas, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I don't mean to poop on it. I love what Carson's doing.
No.
I think it's fantastic.
oh yeah,
Absolutely fantastic. It's just things at work have taken a right turn into crazy these last couple of weeks. So if I have time, I will. If I do not, I will not. So we've suddenly gone long. Mark Weber, you were gone for a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even send out our snacks from Torpedo Mike to you because it
Right.
was in the mailbox for a week.
That's a good point.
So did you get anything in?
Just quick. It took me forever, but I finally got Breaker.
Oh,
there you go.
About time. So that plugs the only classified hole. And then the other stuff. Oh, I got kids around, so can't talk about it too much. But I've been collecting these guys.
Is that Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
all right.
Pretty slick. That's it.
Rack time, Rob. What'd you get in?
I'm starting to actually get pre-orders in. No Joe pre-orders, but we have Blaster.
That's solid.
Look, he's got a cassette.
He does, and that's Reject.
Not reject.
We call him Reject.
Oh,
That's when you smush, rewind, and eject together. And Perceptor.
all right. I'm
Roll
down.
Okay. Let's see, from our visit to Kokomo Toys, the Ghost Who Walks.
Nice.
And
King of the
Oh,
heavy.
dude. You know what?
Wow, overselling that one.
This thing is a serious chunk of plastic.
That's a brick. Yeah,
He's rocking some Mike and Rob hair there,
Oh.
right?
yes.
Might be a cousin.
Well, Rob's working his Conan O'Brien do there. So
Yeah.
No.
I just look on the weekends when I should be out getting a haircut. I'm just staying in bed because it hurts to move.
So I got a couple of boxes today that I didn't have a chance to open. So we're gonna do a live unboxing.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Ooh.
Don't hurt yourself.
And this is from it got sent to me in a heart monitor box. So I hope this person is okay.
Oh no! I sent you my pills.
I hope things are going well. And thank God it's not the heart monitor.
It was the big one, Elizabeth.
It is the plastic container from the heart monitor, though. So points for originality here. But there's a file card, and then holy crap, you can tell it's live because I can't get the pieces apart. But yeah, so we got some packing there, and we got another flash for the collection. Hey. And he's got his visor, and he's got his gun, and he's got his backpack, and it's all here, and it's all happy, and he's got his file card even.
Is he straight or swivel?
He is a swivel. I don't collect I don't get multiples of the straight arms. That's asking for trouble. Those guys are way more brittle than the 83 versions. So I do have a straight arm flash, and that's how it's going to stay. And
Was that one yours, your original, or is that one lost?
No, my original straight arm flash went the way of the broken thumb, and so I got a swivel arm back in 83, and then the pieces from straight arm flash were then cannibalized into making other new characters.
Okay.
So yeah, it was we had some fun there. He was my first Joe who broke.
Oh, well, you used him more than anybody else, right? Because he was your guy.
Up there, yeah. And then we got another one here. Live on, look at the classy scissor. You'd think I'd get like a box opener or something. No.
We're gonna see a live bloodletting.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean it off the carpet.
Good.
I'm gonna have to find my original Lazy Bastard customs. I keenly remember a Snake Eyes head on a Destro chest called Black Mamba with a terrible typed out file card.
He averaged
right?
30 points a night.
Right? Yeah, it was it. Got in some trouble in Colorado, but other than that,
Yeah. Often yelled at Shaq.
the enemy.
Oh. You know, there's a reason we don't do unboxing videos.
Right?
This is it.
Black Mamba was a Cobra Grenadier, but he wouldn't ever throw the grenade. He just wanted to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And we got what I'm guessing is gear in there. And some gear in there.
Is it a Richard gear?
All kinds of padding in there. Good Lord. Points to this seller. Because now I got to cut bubble wrap.
Gotta be honest with you, Mike. There's 8 billion videos just like this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting more views.
No, they don't. Those are all bots.
Rack time Rob with a dick.
I'm just bemoaning the state of the world.
Oh, look at this.
There's number 41.
Nice.
Number 41. Yay.
Ooh, a prime number.
Right.
That's a straight arm beachhead too. They're rare.
Yes, that's how in depth the collection.
That's how rare that is.
Right?
That's
We made him up.
Does this now? You said there was some stuff. He
Someone
got all the gear, right?
Yeah.
Take those scissors back to Arn Anderson where they belong.
All right. I'm glad we made ice last night so I could put all the fingers Mike cuts off in a cup as I take him to the emergency room.
Does this one have all the stuff, Mike?
That's what we got in this week.
Does he have all the stuff? Backpack,
Does have all
bag?
the stuff, yes.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, he is complete. It's just I'm not cutting through all the everything is individually bubble wrapped. I mean, this guy's awesome. Whoever this is.
Yeah.
Well done.
But yeah, so I'm
And he appeared to be properly crotched.
Better
he is
better than the seller who didn't even have the courtesy to turn the heart monitor box inside out. Come on.
So why don't we go ahead and roll into shout outs, Mark Weber?
Well, let's shout out to all the bus drivers in London who got me everywhere I needed to go with the family this week. To the guards at the Tower of London who were fantastic. To the fine folks at Stonehenge who gave my son and I the tour of a lifetime this weekend, and to the lovely Mrs. Weber who planned out a fantastic family vacation. So we had a really good time. And to Dave Tree, who I will see next time on the Jolly Old End.
All right. Rack time Rob, shout it out.
Oh, let's see. Shout out to whatever barber or hairstylist has to cut this when I eventually get out there. My head will be pounds lighter.
It'll be Ed Leslie.
Is that it? You're shouting out to a fictional
I'm shouting out to a future transaction. Yes.
There you go.
My goodness.
A future service transaction. It's been a hard week. My brain isn't functioning anymore.
I'm going to give a shout out to our co-hostess with the co-hostess, Jo Colton, who is not with us tonight. She is observing her Easter holiday. So more power to her and her family. Hope you're enjoying the night off. She was on another show last week. I'll get a link to that down below. Or she was on another show last night, rather. But, you know, the weekend is different. She's resting. Give a shout out to all of our viewers. If you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead. Give us some kind of reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and like our video. Subscribe to our channel. Please, that's what you can do to help us out the most. Want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Real quick, we will sing the theme song. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. We saw them again last week. We brought them some Easter donuts. So Todd and Amber are happy with us, at least for a little while. Todd,
We brought them donuts. We spent money. What more could they ask for?
There you go.
Can't ask for much more than that. I did get I got a tick figure, but it's not anywhere close to camera. So we'll show everybody. Show everybody my tick figure next week. When the tick is a great secondary line for me because everybody's forgotten that cartoon existed. So the figures are cheap.
Cartoon. I like the live action show.
Yeah.
Short-lived as well.
Oh.
Oh.
Mike has scissors. Rob needs a haircut. We're on live.
Not for long if you try it.
Yeah.
Next week you'll have a bag of hair. You'll be like, "This is what I got in."
A bag of hair in an open room.
The open wound on my neck, probably.
Like I said, your bedroom becomes the comic room.
I gotta sleep somewhere, sometime, and that's
with the fishes.
That's when the stabbing starts.
Yeah.
But Kokomo Toys puts the Mo in Mo Toys.
That's right.
Puts the Mo Toys in Kokomo. There's something there. There's something
we'll get it.
That's close.
We'll work on it.
That's close to incredible.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll have to get back to that.
Can't spell mook without Kokomo. Wait.
Can't spell mook without Kokomo.
Or mock. Wasn't Ookla a mock?
Ookla was the
yes,
mock.
He was.
Now we're talking.
And
you almost have enough letters left over to do it in there.
Oh my God! Let's get out of here.
No, the show's just getting good.
For my co-host, Racktime Rob and Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irizarry. Thanks for joining us on this live stream, TeamStream episode of What's on Joe Mind. We'll be back next Friday at 9 p.m. For the 11th anniversary Fandango of What's on Joe Mind. It will be our first ever super chat with all the proceeds going to charity. And we'll figure out what charity in the coming days. We need to obviously get Joe Colton in on that decision. So be ready. It is going to be, we'll do quick news and quick community calendar. And then after that, it is fire when ready. If you make a donation in the super chat, we're going to talk about your question on the show. 11th anniversary Fandango.
Mm-hmm. Plus Hasbro Pulse Reaction, right?
Yeah, we may have to do that in advance. We may have to get that out of the way. Depends how big it is. Yeah. We may have bonus content next week. So we got to figure this out. You gotta love those fan first Tuesdays. Messing with my calendar.
Better be worth it. Better be worth it. Get me out of bed on a Tuesday.
But that's
Nicholas Adams, bring your money. We'll talk about Superhead.
Yep.
That's the guy I want to see. That's the guy we need in the super chat next week.
And his evolution into a breakfast sausage marsupial.
Shut up! We're trying to go home.
His real name, MODOK.
For my co-host Mark Weber and Racktime Rob, I'm Mike Irizarry. Join us next Friday at 9 p.m. and maybe some other times too for the next episode of What's on Joe Mind. Remember, as our friend Vagon says, stay safe if you can't. Be careful. Have a great weekend, Yo Joe.
Beer.